food, Mary tossed a bottle of water into a pickle jar. The next second, hundreds of bottles of water appeared inside. John was completely shocked. The pickle jar his father left him before dying was actually a magic treasure bowl. With this treasure, John could definitely survive the apocalypse this time. In his previous life, a deadly cold wave arrived. John risked freezing to death to find food for his girlfriend Mary, but after getting the food, Mary stabbed him to death. Only before dying did John learn that Mary had been working with rich kid James all along. When he opened his eyes again, he had gone back 3 days before the cold wave, and that led to the scene at the beginning. After learning the secret of the treasure bowl, John immediately spent his last $500,000 on a gold bar. He planned to turn it into endless wealth, but Mary and James happened to see everything. The two instantly assumed John got rich, so they both demanded he buy dinner. Before John could refuse, they dragged him to a restaurant. They even invited a whole group of freeloading friends, but John did not stop them. He just watched everyone order tens of thousands of dollars worth of food. Half an hour later, the waiter brought the bill. Everyone waited for John to pay, but John innocently said he never offered to treat anyone. Whoever ordered pays. To save face in front of his friends, James immediately pulled out his phone and said he would pay. Then he suddenly claimed his phone was dead. John let out a cold laugh. Then he told the waiter to bring a power bank. Seeing James look embarrassed, everyone finally got it. Turns out he had been faking it the whole time. John did not want to waste any more time. He paid for his own meal and walked out. Only 2 days remained before the cold wave hit. To stockpile supplies as fast as possible, John immediately dropped the gold bar into the treasure bowl. Seconds later, dozens of gold bars poured out. To avoid drawing attention, John sold one gold bar at a time in different locations. After a full day of hustling, John made $40 million. With money in hand, John hired a security company to upgrade his safe house, and personally went out to stock up on supplies. He spent $5 million buying out an entire supermarket, then spent another $1 million on over 10,000 winter suits. Snow had already started falling. John realized the cold wave was almost here, so he immediately had workers deliver the supplies to his neighborhood. Mary and James mocked John and called him crazy. How could a normal temperature drop possibly be the apocalypse? John could not be bothered arguing with them and turned to head home. But on the way, he ran into Sarah, the doctor from the building next door. Seeing Sarah instantly warmed John's heart. In his previous life, Mary and James threw him out to fend for himself. Kind-hearted Sarah died trying to save him. Now that fate had given him a second chance, John was determined to protect Sarah this time. So he immediately warned Sarah not to leave home before noon tomorrow. Confused Sarah agreed, but James burst out laughing when he heard it. He even challenged John to a bet. If the apocalypse really came tomorrow, he would call John his godfather. But if it did not, John had to give him the house and all the supplies. John helplessly agreed. After all, James was practically begging for trouble. By then, the safe house was finally complete. Triple heating systems and independent power. A vault-level security door. Even bombs could not budge it. And at John's request, the company replaced the first floor windows with bulletproof glass. The walls were rebuilt with military-grade alloy. The basement was heavily reinforced too. If the ground level was breached, the basement would instantly become a sealed metal fortress. Looking at the 360-degree surveillance outside,